Hello, world. Patricia O'Connor, and look here, Frida Reba Darcy here. Look at that. Look, have you seen anybody so eager? Oh my God. Uh, let's see. The two of us are hanging out here tonight. It's Monday night. I'm a little pale. I got off work a little while ago, and as if I haven't had enough of today, I got inspired and decided that we're going to make some art. We're going to make some art here in the living room, just like we always used to do. And what you can see is perhaps a little enthusiastic. That one ear up, one ear down. My God. And then, okay, there we go. That was a good shot of the pony in the dog and pony show, and the pony being most Frida large just a little bit. What we're gonna do is we're gonna wire this pine tree. This little pine tree. This is a little pine tree that we grew. We grew ourselves from seed. It's probably a year or two old. I don't have a date on it. I don't date much stuff, but we've only been doing this 2 years old. We've only been doing this for 2 years when it comes to starting our trees from seed. So I'm gonna say that this is a year or two old. Yeah, probably 2 years old. And it is the Japanese black pine. I've probably sprouted 30 or 40 of these, maybe more. Hold on one second. We're winging this. I'm gonna do music the whole bit, or our intro, just like we normally do. But I'm building the step as we go. And I just realized I'm going to need a dish. Talk amongst yourselves while I get a pan or a dish or some sort of slaughtering tray. There we go. Okay, this will work. It looks like it may have been someone's. Here, one purchased it sometime. There we go. Excuse me. Now I can make a mess. What we're going to do is I'm going to clean up this pine tree, and then I'm going to put some wire on it. And Frida and I are going to do this. And then once I've done that, we're going to bend it and shape it and stuff. It's going to be fantastic. Let's see. I don't know what that's starting. That's also way too loud. We'll turn this down a little bit. Camera's sitting on the laptop, and the laptop is sitting on the speaker, so it's probably still louder than I think. Anyway, okay. Hopefully that's not too loud. To my ears, it's barely on. This is, like I said before, a little Japanese black pine. I was noticing how many limbs and branches this had on, and the whole time that we've been folding up little pines, I've just been taking these little things as seedlings and just getting kind of freaky deaky with them. And it got, those shows did really well. And some of those pines came out pretty nice. And some of them that came out pretty nice, we lost, our heat spells and stuff. But we've had the majority of those came out great, and we had a lot of them for several years, and we will continue to have others of those for years to come. And so like Bonsai, we had our wins and losses, but I learned a lot from those trees, and it really gave me confidence whenever I'm not going to say I made beautiful trees or anything, but I made trees that I liked, and I made trees that I liked. And when you do that, it gives you confidence. And then once you start making, folding up things and get exciting about the results, that just makes you want to do that even more. And you evolve. You get, from wherever you started doing that, you will evolve from there. So, and all of that's good. So what I'm doing now is a mixture of a lot of needles here, picking off some of the dead ones, but really I should be I should be clearing out almost all of these. Maybe maybe saving some of the buds, but yeah, we're just gonna start clearing up all these needles because I'm about to go through here with a lot of water. The idea is you we're not going to want to wire down any of these needles. So rather than have that be a possibility, and also we don't need all of these. I don't need them anyway. That's a matter of, it's just a matter of cleanup. The debate was that I want to keep any of the buds that were on that one. I do not. What I just did there, I'm going to do to the main trunk and these other two. So, oh, it's a lot of dust today. The shop was dusty. The shop, it's a store, and a lot of traffic for a Monday, especially. When I got in the store today, it was very busy. I have to say, it was very busy. Kind of hit the ground running, which is good. At first, I thought the day was going by super fast, and then I realized that we hadn't set our clocks. So yeah, I thought it was going by super fast, but actually it was just going by fast. When I realized that the clocks were all still ahead an hour, I was a little disappointed, because I was thinking I was about to go home. And I had so much energy left. Alright. Let me keep some of this. I can wire around some of this. And this is the main trunk. And also, what I'm looking here, you know, I like that we have branches. Excuse me, I like that we have branches. It's good that we have branches. It's excellent that we have all these branches. But these are also no-nos in that we've got 3 branches right here, which is pretty much 2 is a bar branch and 4 is a windmill. I don't know what 3 is, just unsightly. It's just unsightly. So yeah. Now, since we had grown all of these trees from seed, I'm looking at the top of what is a kind of like a kitchen rack, you know, full of little trees. And she bailed on us. And most of them, as seedlings go, are just straight little trees, you know. And I've taken straight little trees and I'll wire them, and I'll put wire on them and go to twist them. And the funny thing is, when you do that, and most of y'all already, a lot of you already know this, when you wire up a little Japanese black pine like this, and then put some heavy bends to it, the tree will respond by swelling up super thick around those wires, which I've always thought. The first time I saw that, I found that in itself to be kind of intoxicating. I thought, wow, that's how it responds. I want to do this to all my trees. And the other thing that it will do, it will back bud like crazy. It will back bud like nobody's business. Like you just took a water hose and just tied it up in a knot and squeezed it, and then all the water started bursting out. That's what kind of back budding you get whenever you take a little Japanese black pine, wire it, and then style it or shape it or bend it all up like that. Whenever you do all that, that's how the tree will respond. It'll get super fat and thick and look really cool, and then it'll back bud a whole bunch. All right, so first day of daylight savings time was not. They didn't ask me whenever they did that. I mean, I for one am not a big fan. I just want to say that, not a big fan. Especially don't like coming home at night on my bicycle. We're okay. You gonna keep whining about the bicycle and yeah, I am. I don't like having to come home at night on my bicycle because somebody decided. I don't know anybody that likes daylight savings time. Maybe it would be different if half of, but I haven't heard anybody say, oh yeah, that daylight savings time's great. Okay. This is a job for Weenie Stewart. So have him cut the top of the pot away. Give this a little rake back. We're going to be doing everything on this show. I haven't prepared any at all. I basically turned on my lights and turned on camera. And as you heard, we restarted the music, and these tools were. I saw that I already had enough tools to get started. And then when I had to get up and get something already, so that there may be more of that if I see that I'm not ready. But I think we are pretty ready. Okay, we're going to do this. We're going to do this with copper wire also. The work we do tonight, I'm going to do with copper wire. And let's see, a little here. Can I do that move? Okay. I'm just fumbling around because I hadn't, like I said, I had a little more copper wire. I don't know. Yeah, maybe. This could be. I hope everybody had a good Halloween. I am a fan. Let's talk about what I am a fan of, rather than just complain about. I am a fan of Halloween. Some years ago, I was getting ready to start my freelance career, and I was working at a business that rented motion picture equipment, and that was going to enable me to learn the ins and outs of all that equipment, be really prolific at how to use, how to maintain, how to take apart, put together motion picture lighting and grip equipment and cameras. So no, they didn't let me touch the cameras. But I did that for several years, and then about the time that it was a good time business-wise, I said to my boss, I gave him 2 weeks notice, the proverbial 2 weeks notice, and my boss was a friend and somebody who was also fairly well connected in the motion picture industry. And he said, well, I know why it makes good sense for you to start your career now, but if you leave me during the busiest part of the year, I'm going to feel a little like you screwed me over. I went, okay, and I was also young, so I didn't, to me, I wanted to start on the best foot. And he knew why I wanted those dates, or why I wanted to start then. So I said, yeah, okay, what do you want? And he said, I want 2 months. I said, oh, okay. 2 weeks and 2 months. And long story short, or short story long, that was Halloween. I didn't really think about it at the time, but whenever it came time to go, they gave me a cake and it was Halloween. And I started my motion picture career during Halloween. It was my send-off. That was pretty cool to me because there was another connection my parents' anniversary was on Halloween, which that had really not a lot to do with me. But I always thought it was cool that M&D got together on Halloween. Wow, this is kind of a heavy choice here on this wire. It's starting to get a little annealed, so it's getting tighter as I'm bending it. Ooh, stop. And the idea is, of course, you want to hold it close while you bend it. I'm going to stop there. This part of the tree is green. So if I try to continue to wrap this around there, up to here, I may break this top off, and I don't want to do that. This part is almost looking like I want it to, except for one thing. So I've always enjoyed Halloween. I have always enjoyed Halloween. This Halloween was also pretty good. 1, 2. I bet I went off camera during a lot of that other just a minute ago. Sorry about that. Yeah. Y'all see what I'm doing? She's going crazy. Yeah, she is. She's going crazy. So what I just did, for those that were too caught up in my Halloween story, was I took the longest of those whirlwind branches and I wrapped it around this tree like a wire. And now I'm wrapping the wire first around both of them, most of the way up the tree. And now I've just let it out, that branch, as I'm going to try to keep my wire around the main trunk. Now, so there we go. This branch, my wire comes up here, and at this point it does this weird hoop because I picked up this branch that I folded around, and now we're taking it up, and we're taking it around, and I don't know, maybe I keep it in there a little tighter. Okay. Yeah. All right. Oh, I forgot to mention. So I brought this wire up from the bottom of the cup, came out here, we wrapped it most of the way up the tree, and then I pulled it back off because I got ahead of myself. And then I took the longest branch out here, I wrapped that around the tree, and then I kind of pinched it and held it while I very clumsily laced that wire back around over the two of them. And now I've got a branch wrapped around its main trunk, and they're both wrapped in a piece of heavy copper. That's what we've done so far. Good dust, good dust. All right. Now I'm totally winging this. I'm cutting the cup further down. I thought about it. I thought about, wouldn't it be cool if I made little wooden boxes? You know how you see Yamadori trees and stuff in these big wooden boxes that they always make for them. I could make little wooden boxes for these things. Like there's some giant Yamadori tree in somebody's backyard. I decided I wanted to rake back more, see more trunk. See more Nabari. All right, come on. So when I saw this little tree that had all of those really, really long branches, at first I thought, isn't that the weird looking one? And then it took me a minute to realize that, yeah, this is you could be wiring all those branches. And then I thought, or you could do something canyon style really, really cool with all those guys. Go, little tree, go. At this point, I'm not showing any pity on any of them. We're just twisting them around this stainless steel chopstick like we know what we're doing. And we don't. We don't. I just thought it would be a cool time to make a tree. And usually after work I'm kind of beat, but today a little bit of that energy left over that I got from picking a fight with the road crew. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. No, we're not done by a long shot. Man, I'm glad I picked that heavy wire. I thought this wire was too heavy for the job. Now I don't think so. Now I think I'm glad I did this. See what I'm doing? I'm pulling all these spirals tighter. Dang tree. Now here's the thing. Those two branches there, they don't look like it. But you remember, this was a whirlwind or a windmill. I had 3 branches coming out. One spot, 3 branches. I can do anything with these. I hate to cut them off. I mean, I kind of do. They could literally. Yeah. Let's start off with this. see. Yeah, you get sound effects with me. What am I seeing here? What are we showing? I think this guy already is showing a world of possibilities. All right, I've got an idea. I think I possibly see where I'm going here. Where's my water? I'm also missing a roll of water. Where is that roll of water? Where's that roll of water? Oh, here it is. It's missing this roll of water. That was important. I wasn't going to be able to go without it. Nipex. That's so Nipex. Copper wire. Okay, we are going to incorporate not only. So we took one long limb of our windmill. We took the longest branch that was almost like a competing twin. Yeah, it almost made it a twin trunk, and we wrapped it around the main trunk, and then we wrapped a copper wire around there. You know, you were just here and saw this. So now, what now? Well, now I'm going to use the tried and true 2-branch method, and we are going to twist up these two branches. Now, the best way here to here I'm having to wire one branch by itself while I bring my wire over to my second branch, and so it's kind of weird watching that first branch kind of get jerked around. Just getting yanked around on a leash. I'm pretty excited about what we just did. I hope that this part that I'm doing now accentuates what we just did. But the minute I caught on that all these branches were possibilities and not, it's like, wow, that was kind of long and lanky and kind of. There we go. Now, do I have this one where I want it? Sure, yeah, that's good enough. More than good enough. Also, I wasted a lot of wire. Okay. Guess what I'm gonna do now? Remember how just a few minutes ago, what I did with that chopstick? Well, behold. weenie skewer. You look so cute. You do. You just look so cute. Here you go, Pat. You also look so cute. All right, now how am I going to? There's nothing like a well-made plan, and this is absolutely nothing like a well-made plan. It's just literally, I had one idea, and we've been winging it ever since. I know. Oh, it's pretty exciting. Yeah. Okay. Done that. Okay, we've done that. I'm going to close up these little cues. And this, for those who don't know, is what I do and what I call Cheerio. This is my little thing I do, and I call this Cheerio. You can say, okay, you call it your thing. It's just really been to treat that. Yeah, but I've got my little niche to it. There you go. Look at you. Now, let's get you. Now, this one will go down. You'll go down, and you will be apex, and you can stay right where you are, and you will. Okay. And then the top falls off. Just kidding. All right. Look. Stay. Okay, let's see what I've got here. We in the movie? we're in the shop. Why? I've got every light in the house poured on that, and it's still a black hole of darkness. Let's go. Yeah. Maybe a little more. Focus, 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 focus. Okay. Look what we did. I got the bins I wanted out of here. I tried to do good wiring. That was also a bit unorthodox, the whole thing. So if it tried to slip out at some point, I think the little ones, I think where I used the 2 branch method over here, that was supposed to be a little better there. Part of that slipped out on the junction from here to there because this branch came out underneath and I wasn't able to get down there. So I just kind of cheated. Okay. This is the Japanese black pine. I got everything going pretty much in an upward direction. They will orient themselves because that's kind of what black pines do. This one is on the level. It could be pointed up more. No, I'm not messing with it. I'm not messing with it. It'll do that itself. I'm not even going to get hung up about that. It would look better if it were pointed up, but I'm not gonna do that. It can do that itself. The sun will cause it to go. So yeah, the rest of them I did a pretty good job of getting everybody a little upward. Now here's what did you do, Pat? Okay, I have looked at canyon trees and Yamadori trees and a lot of ponderosas and stuff, and occasionally you'll see something that looks like a twin trunk. It probably wasn't. It's like its first branch down low just took off and was competing with the main trunk. So what does it do? It wraps around the main trunk. And in some cases you can see where that wrapped around part will have choked or killed the main trunk. And so at that point, the main trunk becomes a dead wood feature, and you can see it all rustic and rough and crude and cool underneath there. But whether it's a dead wood feature or not, the way that tree would have wrapped around there, and you know how I say they swell up whenever you wrap a wire around them. Well, this thing just wrapped around itself and then got a wire wrapped around that. So I am really looking forward, this is my mood. Your move. Now let's see what you do. And that's me not talking to you as a challenge, although this would be a cool challenge. If you want to feel challenged by this and do something freaky deaky on your YouTube channel or your soon-to-be YouTube channel, or start your YouTube channel with your version of Cheerios, then yeah. But to me, my challenge was to make something that, out of my seedlings that I'd started, that reminded me of those twisted up canyon trees. And I think, for instance, if you were to go back and look at the gallery at Bonsai Mirai, you might find some ponderosas where a trunk is twisted around, over 500 years or something, sort of like that. And I'm gonna really looking forward to seeing how this does. And so yeah, I was thinking about that and looking at pictures of pretty trees, and then went outside and got this and went, yeah, it's time. We're gonna do that thing. We do. We're not even so known for it now because I haven't done it for a while. That needs to change too. We didn't grow all those seeds for nothing. That's just all the things we're going to be doing this winter instead of, this is all the stuff we're going to be doing this winter. I appreciate you. Frida Reba Darcy, she tells me all the time how much she appreciates you. And our next show, we weren't even supposed to be doing this one. This one was kind of fresh out of the bag. Our next show will be Thursday. Our Thursday drop midweek, and then that'll take us right on into our weekend. And this is our super twisted up canyon style Japanese. Man, the movement coming out of the sky, right out of the ground. I'm pretty happy. I'm pretty happy. Come on, put it in the show, Pat. I'm pretty happy with the movement on this tree. I think it has a lot of possibilities. All right. Thank you all so much for watching. Yeah, turn around and find out that the music totally blasted out everything.